Lead generation. What are you doing for lead generation for your plumbing company? What are you doing to make your phone ring?
No.
Now, this is really neat because I brought my friend Dmitry in. Now, Dmitry, I met 2 years ago at a social media marketing conference, and we sat and talked. He was doing roofing on YouTube, and I was just getting in, learning to do plumbing. So it was really neat, but we've done a lot of things since then. Dmitry, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good. It's good to have you here. So when I met you, man, here we were sitting at a bar, both probably drinking water or coffee, at a social media conference. And the cool thing is, I mean, he was the only other tradesperson I had ever seen at that point using social media, using it very well. Now, you've grown a very large roofing business up in Minnesota.
Correct.
And you teach roofers how to grow their businesses.
Correct.
Now, I've been to his conference. I'll tell you what, if you're a roofer, he puts on a great show. The community is amazing. But tell me, what got you into roofing? What got you excited about doing roofing and stuff like that as a business?
It wasn't anything about excited. I had 4 kids at the time, and I needed to relocate my family from Atlanta, Georgia to Minnesota, and all my buddies were in trades. So I've been asking around what's the best trade. I've installed siding for a living. I actually started and sold flooring business. So 7-8 years prior to that move, already been in the trades, and I ask everybody, if you would start over today, what trade would you do? And my siding friends were telling me money is in the roofing. General contractors were telling me money is in the roofing. And because I was going brand new in the brand new market for me, I decided to try myself in roofing. And first year I did $930,000 in sales. I've never done roofing sales before, so it was new to me. And then next year 1.3, 2.4, 3.9, and the company just grew, and the rest is history.
You know, I wish my plumbing company would grow that fast. And it's funny because I've talked to a lot of roofers, especially some at your conference, that literally they're like, look, we can double our sales next year if we'll start doing these things right. And that's a fast way to grow. And in the plumbing business, that would literally kill us. You know, a lot of roofers sub out a lot of work and things like that. So it can be easier to do. You know, in a plumbing company, I mean, think about it. If I've got 4 trucks this year and I want to double my business, I need 8 the next year. I need 16 the next year. That's rapid growth. But, you know, the neat thing that I learned about at your conference last year was you're actually getting in the business of lead gen and marketing to help not just roofers, but other contractors grow their business through a new product you have called Directorii. And you spoke about it a lot there, and it was really neat. What made you want to create something to help contractors and homeowners meet, connect, and find a great way to work together?
Absolutely. I built my company originally on the back of Angie's List, and I fell in love with Angie's List. I was the biggest advocate for Angie's List you can find. I've been at conference of Angie's List. I was on the spec committee, pretty much were doing service. I met Angie Hicks herself, asked her questions. I was fascinated, and to this day, I think Angie's List was the best platform that was connecting homeowners and contractors. And then I was disappointing with everybody else, like Home Advisor, Porch, Thumbtack. I mean, there's good and bads, but it's very disappointing that we live in the there's technology all around us, but yet ask average person, how do you find a roofer? How do you find a plumber? Back in the day, in 2013, if a person would ask me, Dmitry, can you recommend a plumber? I would say, check Angie's List. And then we all know that Home Advisor have purchased Angie's List. And as a matter of fact, at the time of the purchase, my company have over 700 reviews. I put all my eggs in that basket, and within 2 months of the purchase of Angie's List, what Home Advisor did, they banned me and all my businesses of doing business with Angie's List. Granted, I have ice dam removal business, I have remodeling company. They banned me, and the reason they did it because I called them out on the YouTube video. I actually recorded calls with the employees of Home Advisor at the time, caught them lying, threw it on YouTube. They executive of Home Advisor offered me money to take down the video.
And it wasn't just a little bit of money.
No, it was $1,000. It was $1,000. It was not worth, not like 100K, but I would have to sign the paperwork that I will never do another video again. I'm like, nope, that's not happening. But after they purchased Angels List, they ruined it and they kicked me out from the platform. And I was 5-star contractor. So I was calling them out and I was crushed. I recovered. We still grew 20-30% because I was spending $5,000 a month on Angels List. I figured that, I can spend it on Google, I can spend it on other platforms, but I made it my goal. It was 2015 at the time. I said, there's got to be a better way. And I started looking at it. I started studying all these platforms, Google, Thumbtack, Porch.com, House, Yelp. I studied their history. I studied how they were funding. I'm like, you know what? If I have $500,000, I can rebuild it myself. Who would be the better person to build a platform for the contractors, if not a contractor who is service driven, understand what consumer wants and understand what customer wants, contractors and customers. So I saved money for a couple of years. As a matter of fact, I decided to sell my roofing business to focus on it, and I'm spending $250,000 per year building this website. We build it on the same platform as an Instagram build, so it's not your WordPress website. It's a real IT guys, high tech. You're talking about guys who are doing codes, speaking codes. They speak different language.
and that's pretty neat. And I got to tell you this from being at the conference. Look, Dmitry understands customer service beyond most of your typical contractors. And to be at the conference and listen to him speak and listen to other speakers talk about customer service is everything. It's not part of what we do. It is what we do. We are customer service providers. We just happen to do plumbing, and he does roofing. But Directory, and you started talking about it, or at least I started hearing you talk about it about a year ago. It's not quite a year. Actually, it's last December.
We'll launch it in December. So prior to that, we were building it. In December, website was built. As a matter of fact, our first lead that ever came, I think it was November, it was a plumbing lead. Out of all leads, we got a first request. Say, I need a plumber. And the guy told us 3 things he's looking for. And so the first one, I'm a roofer, but I got a lead for plumbing. And that's why we're here talking with Roger, because we just launching opening doors for plumbers. So roofing category for us is what books were for Amazon. We started with category we understood. I've been in the roofing business for 7 years. I have a great network of roofers. I could recommend,
nationwide.
Nationwide.
Yeah, and more than that, in Canada, because I'm connected to some of your roofers up there.
Yep. So we have, once we build roofers, profiles, we have about 500 roofers right now in Directory. We start opening gates to plumbers. Next one is going to be landscaping guys and then electrical guys. So we're getting a lot of leads already. We're not even advertising, it's word of mouth. And this is the goal. I want a contractor to recommend contractors. I want, if you ask me, Dmitry, can you recommend a roofer? I want you to be safe and feel safe. I want you to feel good about it. Back in the day, I would say, you want a contractor, go check Angels List. I want contractors to do that to me. I want roofers to say, guys, if I'm not in your state and you're looking for a roofer, go check out Directory and the recommendations. So the biggest differentiator is $20,000 guarantee, because I want our word to mean something. If I recommend someone, if I recommend you and you screw up, I don't want to be like, oh, you should do your homework.
Right, try somebody else. Should have checked the reviews better.
Yeah, I trusted you. I asked you for recommendation. You gave me a recommendation, and if my recommendation fails, I feel like it should be my problem too. I should not walk away. I'm not just a middleman. I want to put money on a table. I want to make it clear. I want that claim. I want someone almost fail to prove to people that, hey, I'll go and I pay. It's actually already happened. I already paid $5,000 or $6,000 because contractor took money, mismanaged money, could not refund the deposit, could not do the work, called us and said, Dmitry, I apologize, but this homeowner wants to cancel a job. I don't have the money. I was like, how much time do you need? He's like, 2 months. I'm gonna pay them right now, and you just pay me later. And I'm not gonna even kick you out as long as you pay me within 2 months. Stuff happens. Contractors screw up. Whether it's a bad job, you hire a bad sub, it will happen sooner or later. But if I recommended you, I'm there with you, and we're gonna take care of the homeowner.
I like that. And look, the $20,000 guarantee, think about it. If I'm gonna refer a roofer, an electrician, a landscaper, somebody, and I refer people that I know from Directory. I mean, think about it. I know that, number one, they've been vetted. You do background checks, you do license checks, you do insurance checks. You make sure everybody's got all their ducks in a row, which is something that most homeowners don't even do. So with Directory, you've got a company that's actually doing that for you, vetting them out, doing the background checks, making sure they're good people. But the neat thing about it too is when I refer somebody like that, I know what all they've been through. I know that they've been checked, they're good. And man, with your team looking at it the way they do, you're only bringing in quality contractors.
Well, because when you put your money on the table, when you know that someone's gonna screw up and you have to pay for their mistakes, you better be
be a big deal.
Yeah, you better do your homework on that contractor. And some people ask us, who do we let in? What's the criteria? And I have guys who've been in business for 2 months, but I look at it like if I talk to you and I feel like you're a good guy and I can trust you. Let's say you installed roofs for someone for 8 years. You decided to go on your own, start your American dream journey.
And I'm proud to be an American.
Open a business. I know how hard it's gonna be, but I'm gonna support you because I trust you and I'll back you up with my money. We have big companies, we have small companies now. We just recently have a company out of Omaha, I believe. They were doing at the peak $40 million. And they just failed, closed doors. Something happened to the business. It's been all over the news. So you're never too big to fail in construction world. I've seen $350 million company fail. So just because you're big does not mean that you're better than others. As a matter of fact, my perfect size is 1 to 5 million. I'm not even looking for bigger players. I'm not even looking for number one HVAC company or number one plumber because it's safe to recommend them. No, like I'm looking for someone who I can trust, who needs the lead, who needs more business. I'm looking for hungry kids. Sometimes contractors who've been in business for too long, they're arrogant, they don't want a business, they tell you right away, they have it all figured out. I want a hungry kid like myself. When I joined Angels List, I was the hungriest guy. As a matter of fact, the biggest company in town, when I signed up with Angels List, used to have 240 reviews, 242 when I signed up, and I made it my freaking goal to bypass them by reviews. Took me 2 years, they're $50 million company. 2 years later, I have 360, they have 350.
Wow.
In 2 years. So if you can be that hungry kid and join Directory and grow, bypass biggest companies in your town as far as reviews goes, and you're only as big as you're big on internet these days.
I love that. And y'all, if you don't know it, his YouTube channel is Roofing Insights, and I tell you what, it's phenomenal. Make sure you check that out, and make sure you go to the Directory website, Directorii, and check it out too. Now, you're starting with roofers, then plumbers, landscapers, electricians. What all do you end up having on Directory by the time you're all said and done?
We're gonna have 100 categories, so we're not like BBB. We don't want to list every business. We're gonna end up doing about 1% of contractors. For roofers, we're already closed a lot of cities. So cities like Dallas, cities like Chicago, it's gonna be very limited. So if you have 3,000 contractors in a city, we're only gonna list 30, and then we'll have to kick someone out, or someone have to violate our terms to get kicked out to bring somebody from wait list. So right now we're actively looking for plumbers. So roofers, we're about 90% done. So we're still looking for quite a few pockets, but plumbers are our next big category. After that, we're gonna go probably after landscapers. Again, we're taking our time. We're not trying to grow overnight. We have employees who are vetting and making calls. We get a lot of homeowners reaching out. So if you're the homeowner and you're looking for plumber or roofer, we're full concierge service. You can call us, say, hey, here's my zip code, here's my project. If we don't have someone listed, give us a couple days, we will find someone, but it takes way longer to find manually versus if you are a plumber and you sign up today,
you're going to get that call.
Exactly, you're going to get a call because you're the only listing you have, and we just say, hey, go to Directory, type in your zip code, you have a recommendation, you get a call.
I love that. So you heard it right there. Look, if you are a landscaper, a plumber, an electrician, these are things coming next. And I saw them roll this out 5 months ago now, and he's already got 500 roofers nationwide. And I say nationwide, Canada. So it's not just the United States. And the neat thing about it is when you get in and look at it, and I've been to the conference, I've met some of these people. These are great guys. And think about it, going to these conferences, they're learning, they want to grow their business, they want to get training, they want to get education. These aren't just, Chuck in a truck that signed up and became a member. These are people that they run legitimate companies, they're licensed, they're insured, they're doing things properly. I think that's fantastic. So Directorii, DIRECTORII.com, and Roofing Insights on YouTube. And I'll tell you this, connect with him on LinkedIn too. That's where we communicate most of the time. And man, it's really neat. What would you tell somebody right now that they're spending too much money on marketing? They're spending too much money on pay-per-click. You've really got this set up where it really is, it's a good deal. And I know what kind of money a company should spend on marketing, but you're really cutting that price down.
Sure. Well, I recommend, I do also have roofing school, and I consult a lot of people on marketing and how much to spend. I recommend 5% of your revenue, at least in the roofing. I don't know what it is in plumbing.
At least.
At least 5% should go from your revenue, should go back to marketing. Now, something like Directorii, it's a search-based platform. It's no brainer. It costs you $500 to sign up, and then you don't pay anything. As a matter of fact, if you sign early on for about a year, you're not gonna have any fees. Later on, when we're ready for it, 6-8 months from now, we're gonna be adding fees, but the fees will be only on transactions. So we're gonna be more like Uber or Amazon. So it'll be like 3% of the transaction. So you get $1,000 job, we get $30 for connecting and for guarantee, essentially, because we'll have to make money, and this is the business model. I promise you this, and I've been saying it for 2 years, I will never ever be in the lead generation business. I will never sell contacts. If I cannot connect homeowners, I don't want it. Like, my job is connect and get percentage. It's more like Amazon, more like Uber, where you know what you get systematically. Look at Uber. Uber has pretty high standards, no old cars, and you have to have good driving record. The same thing here. We know our standards. Sometimes you get nicer car, sometimes not as nice, sometimes it's brand new driver, sometimes older. It doesn't matter. The standard is there. We have a standard, and we're gonna charge fee later. But if you are early adapter, all you do, pay $500. We run background check. We built beautiful page for you. You can advertise. You can actually sell $20,000 guarantee for all your jobs, not just for our jobs within Directorii. We guarantee all the work even outside of it. And this is also strategic because we want to get complaints outside of Directorii. So let's say homeowner have seen that you're in Directorii and you messed up a job. We want them to call us and say, hey, this is kind of guy he is, and here's what he does. I don't want you to treat Directorii jobs different than your other platform jobs, or your personal referrals or something. So $500, you sign up, you're in, you advertise $20,000 guarantee, and you pay us only when you get jobs.
I love that. Guys, check out Directorii. Also, check out Roofing Insights, and connect with Dmitry, and if you're not connected with me on LinkedIn, connect with me too. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope this helps show you another way to make your phone ring. I'm Roger Wakefield, Lead AP, the expert plumber. I'll see you in the next video if you don't get flushed.